Hello and welcome to your favorite show where we talk about the fourth stimulus check update and fourth stimulus package update, as well as other important news. We have great news for the fourth stimulus check and possibly recurring stimulus checks that I want to discuss with you today, and happy Friday. Listen, if you didn't know already, the House Ways and Means Committee plays a very important role in stimulus packages, especially when it comes to stimulus checks. They are the committee that wrote and passed the third stimulus check bill when different committees were responsible for different parts of the third stimulus package before it was all put together to pass by the budget reconciliation measure. They're also the group that pushed the Treasury and the Social Security Administration to get the third stimulus check out fast, and a day later, the IRS said they received the necessary information from the SSA to start sending out the stimulus checks. So they're a very influential group when it comes to stimulus checks. And why is that important? Well, because they just sent a very important letter to President Biden talking about a fourth and possibly a fifth stimulus check. This is big. We're going to go through the two-page letter quickly, and I'll add my thoughts as we read through it. And I would love to read some of your reactions to what they're saying in the comments below. So let's do it. And if you don't mind, I'd also really appreciate it if you hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and now if you sign up to Rakuten using the link in the description, you'll get $30 cash back when you spend $30 at any of your favorite stores. Rakuten is a cashback website where if you go to any online store through them and make a purchase, you get some cash back that can be 2%, 5%, and sometimes as high as 15% on your total purchase. And if you sign up with the link in the description, you'll get an additional $30 on top of that when you spend $30 or more. So definitely something worth checking out. Now let's get to the letter. So they start off by saying, thank you for your steadfast and decisive leadership during the ongoing public health and economic crisis. The American Rescue Plan has provided much needed relief to millions of Americans. Direct payments, stimulus checks, and enhanced unemployment insurance in particular have served as lifelines to families and workers that have had their lives upended by the pandemic. As we continue to build back better, it is imperative that we work to ensure this critical relief remains available when they need it most. In the American Families Plan, you pledged to work with Congress to automatically adjust the length and amount of UI benefits unemployed workers receive depending on economic conditions. We welcome this opportunity but urge you to prioritize both automatic UI extensions and recurring direct payments tied to economic conditions. So the way that they're talking about here is that we've heard before about tying the stimulus packages like the unemployment benefits and stimulus checks to how the current economic situation is. So let's say if the unemployment goes, again, God forbid, over 10% or a certain percentage, then there are certain automatic triggers that would send, okay, if we reach this level of unemployment, then this is the amount of unemployment insurance that needs to go out, and it goes out to those people. And the same thing with direct payments, which are stimulus checks. So this is impressive that the House Ways and Means Committee are talking about this now and addressing President Biden about this. Then they continue to say the pandemic has served as a stark reminder that families and workers need certainty in a crisis. They deserve to know they can put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads. They should not be at the mercy of constantly shifting legislative timelines and ad hoc solutions. Totally agree. Everyone is waiting to see what's going to happen with stimulus package. If you have something already set automatic, then you don't have to wait for Congress to meet and negotiate and do all these stuff and go back and forth between Republicans and Democrats. Everything will be just set up automatically. Direct payments and enhanced UI are among the most effective forms of relief available. Not only do they help keep families and workers out of poverty, they act as economic stimulus by increasing spending and supporting jobs. When the CARES Act relief checks ran out, poverty rose and many families and workers experienced a spiraling debt. Automatic stabilizers will give families and workers certainty that relief is coming. Families and workers shouldn't have to worry about whether they'll have enough money to pay for essentials in the months ahead as the country continues to fight a global pandemic and recession. And that's true. I mean, listen, the pandemic is not over yet. I was going to say not really over. I don't think anyone said that it's over, but we're seeing, everything's that opening up. Here in New York, they removed the mask mandates. So things are loosening up, but there's still cases, there's still people dying from it. So it's not over. And it's one thing to have the virus be over and then the economic conditions be over. We need a huge economic recovery, and we definitely need some stimulus to do that. Then they continue to say 2/3 of adults reported that the third stimulus check was important to their financial well-being, but nearly as many, 6 in 10, reported that the checks will last less than 3 months, which is virtually unchanged from January. Most people spent relief checks on monthly expenses or essentials such as food, utilities, rent, and mortgage payments. I'm not sure what stimulus check lasted 3 months. I mean, maybe in very low cost of living areas, but $1,400 in New York or California or some expensive places, it probably won't last a couple weeks to a month. I don't know about 3 months. The two forms of payments also work in tandem. While UI replaces lost income for those out of work, direct payments are crucial for supporting struggling families that fall out of its reach. This includes the millions of workers that do not qualify for UI after having their hours reduced, switching to lower paying jobs, or temporarily leaving the workforce to care for family members. The American Rescue Plan's $1,400 checks alone will keep 11 million people out of poverty this year, with UI expansion and other provisions in the bill accounting for another 5 million. A fourth and fifth check could keep an additional 12 million out of poverty. That's a fourth and fifth stimulus check could keep an additional 12 million out of poverty. Combined with the effects of the American Rescue Plan, direct payments could reduce the number in poverty in 2021 from 44 million all the way down to 16 million. Recurring direct payments have wide support from both the general public and economic experts. Polling shows 65% of Americans support recurring cash payments. I mean, only 65%. Who doesn't like recurring cash payments, right? For the duration of the pandemic. This includes support from 54% of Republicans and 60% of independents. Economists support the idea too. More than 150 economists recently wrote an open letter supporting automatic stabilizers as part of a strong recovery and warning against repeating the mistakes of the Great Recession when an insufficient response led to unnecessary suffering, particularly among low-income workers. In your joint address to Congress, you laid out a vision to turn crisis into opportunity, tying recurring direct payments and automatic UI extensions to economic conditions that would do just that. We urge you to include both in the American Families Plan and are ready to work with enact this critical relief into law. And here signed by some members of the House Ways and Means Committee. So this is big news. When you have the House Ways and Means Committee, the most important committee when it comes to stimulus checks and unemployment insurance, asking President Biden to include automatic stabilizers for unemployment insurance and recurring stimulus checks. This is big news, and listen, I hope it happens for the sake of everyone here that needs help, and this will help everybody, not just the parents who are going to get monthly stimulus checks if they have kids under 17 and more money if they have children 6 or under. They are stimulus checks. These are going to be monthly stimulus checks. Yes, it's called the child tax credit, but that is what a stimulus check is. It's a fully refundable tax credit. The $1,200 stimulus check was a tax credit. The $600 and the $1,400 are the same thing. It's a tax credit that's advanced paid. So these monthly stimulus checks going to parents is the same thing. Now people other than parents need help too. You have senior citizens or Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and just single people or young couples, young adults who don't have children yet. So this is very, very big news, and we'll see what comes out of it. But I'm starting to feel a little bit more optimistic for the chances of getting a fourth stimulus check added to the fourth stimulus package. So that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you all. Please hit the like button on the video. Share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the notifications bell to be notified whenever I publish new videos and new content for you. Also, get your free stock from Robinhood just by opening an account using the link below, and make sure to check the link for the Yara savings account. It's a savings account that is FDIC insured, but gives you interest with a lottery system. If you use the link below, you'll get 100 tickets when you deposit as little as $25 for a chance to win up to $10 million. Then you'll get a weekly ticket for every $25 you deposit. Finally, don't forget to get your free stocks from Webull when you deposit only $100, which is just like cash. You can take it out anytime you feel like it. All the links are in the description below. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.